Dead Rising is an open-world survival horror game developed by Capcom and released for the Xbox 360 in August 2006. The game was later re-released in September 2016 for its 10-year anniversary on Windows, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. This footage is from the PlayStation 4 version of the game. The re-release version of the game features full anti-aliasing, full 1080p HD, and 60 frames per second gameplay, while the original release runs with variable anti-aliasing at 720p, with the game running at a targeted 30 frames, but often dipping below. In Dead Rising, you play as Frank West, a photojournalist who is trying to get the big scoop on what's going down in the small mountain town of Willamette, Colorado. He bites off a bit more than he can chew when he realizes that the town and the mall he is trapped in are filled with zombies. Frank must survive for 3 days until his helicopter comes back to pick him up. Throughout the game, you will mow through countless zombies while trying to survive, rescue other survivors, take pictures, fight crazed psychopaths, and find out what is really going on in Willamette, Colorado. But is the game any good? Let's find out with The Good. Dead Rising has a strict 3-day time limit. All the game's missions, or as the game calls them, case files, are timed. Some start and end at the same time, forcing you to make decisions on what order you're going to tackle them. Many times you'll not be able to do everything, and the tension of, am I going to make it on time, is incredibly nerve-wracking, but also a large source of what makes the game enjoyable. Don't go into this game expecting to have a perfect run on your first or second try. It'll take multiple attempts. You really have to optimize your runs and learn the game in and out to save everyone and complete every case file. On top of this, the entire game is timed itself. You have 3 days to do everything. So even if you spend all your time doing everything perfectly, but you didn't leave enough time for yourself to get back to the helipad, you'll still get one of the bad endings. Another great thing about Dead Rising is its tone. Dead Rising is a game that takes itself seriously and is grounded, but has a lot of dark comedic elements.
My store! My store! Have a nice day. Clean up! Register 6! Ugh.
Dead Rising has a level up and skill system. As you complete tasks and complete missions, you will earn PP or prestige points. When you level up, you'll become faster, stronger, and gain more health, as well as unlocking skill moves. These moves go from everything from a simple jump kick to a ridiculous zombie ride or cartwheel kick. The game really nails the feeling of progression. At the beginning of the game, you move like a snail and can easily get caught in zombie hordes. By the end of the game, you're a speedster who can traverse the mall with ease and take out hordes of zombies with his bare hands. Speaking of the mall itself in this game is fantastic. The mall is moderately sized and strikes a nice balance between large enough to have a diverse amount of stores and fixtures, but also being small enough to memorize different routes and pathways for easy travel. This is incredibly important when it comes to escorting survivors from all around the mall back to the original security room. The variety of stores also allows for many different items to be used as weapons. Almost everything in this mall can be used to kill enemies. Park benches, trash cans, katanas, shotguns, chainsaws, shopping carts, hell, even CDs. Using all of these unique and unconventional weapons in itself is a great deal of fun, and you can spend hours doing that. The Psychopath enemies in Dead Rising are a real treat.
I'm right, aren't I? You are nothing but a filthy communist! You, son, are gonna tell me where the gorilla's hideout is. By the time I'm done beating information out of you, you are gonna be begging for death to come take you away.
Each one is different in terms of personality, but also in terms of how you combat them. Each has their own unique theme song, which makes them really quite memorable. But not everything in Dead Rising is so fun and unique. So let's take a look at the bad. Graphically, the game was impressive in 2006. In 2016, the remaster is less so. But I'm not going to knock the visuals for being 10 years old. My real problem with the remaster stems from the depth of field effects that seem to have been added. Many times you'll be standing at the end of a hallway or at one end of the mall, and the other end will become blurred, but it's too close to become blurry. I don't really like the way it looks. It's a minor gripe, but it's there. The game also takes advantage of hit stop on some weapons. When you hit an enemy with certain weapons, the game will pause momentarily to emphasize the power behind the hit. When the game was running at a rocky 20 to 30 frames on the 360, these minor dips worked decently for its intended purpose. When the frame rate was doubled, the dips were also doubled, and now it really interrupts the gameplay. Again, it's a minor complaint, but it does bother me quite a bit. The remaster also has a decent amount of screen tear I've found, although frame rate dips themselves are pretty rare. So, gameplay itself is interrupted, but the visuals can look a bit messy. Throughout my playthrough of Dead Rising, I ran into one bug. Unfortunately, the bug I did encounter was game ending. When playing a certain mission, you must finish it with a decent amount of time remaining. If you don't, like I did, you'll fail the mission every time, even if you do have time left. I had to restart my playthrough after encountering this. And now on to my biggest problem with Dead Rising. The stupid AI. In Dead Rising, as I stated previously, you have to escort survivors. The game gives you some tools to get the AI moving in the right direction, and after you get a feel for those tools, you can get the AI around quite well. But very often, the AI will just run into walls and get stuck on objects. A lot of times they try to walk through objects instead of just going around them. This can get them killed by zombies or waste precious time, which can be absolutely infuriating. Overall, Dead Rising is a phenomenal and unique game. I'd recommend it to anyone who likes survival games. Especially pick it up given that it's $20 for the remaster, or probably $5 on the 360. Dead Rising 2006 gets a Nathan Von Karp out of 10. If you like this review, make sure to subscribe and check out our other reviews.